Hello everyone and welcome to today's session on what is RDBMS. So before we start on with writing queries about SQL, deleting data, inserting data, etc., I thought a quick session on RDBMS will tell you what we are actually working with. So RDBMS is Relational Database Management System, and it is the most commonly used database management system these days. The database management system is based on a model called relational model that was introduced by E.F. Codd. As per this model, the data that you are going to store is stored in the form of tables. Now, how this data is stored in tables and what is the common terminology that we are going to use throughout this playlist to refer to the data details, let's quickly take a look at that. So when you talk of relational database management system, this database system consists of multiple tables that store different data, and this combined together forms one relational database management system. So let's take a closer look at each one of these tables. Let's talk about, say, student details. So when you talk of student details, you say a student would have an ID, he would have a name. This is just an abstract view, right? There can be many more details. Age, then the course he's enrolled to, right? So when you store all these details in a table, so think of it as one Excel sheet, right? That has this header which will tell you ID, name, age, course, and there can be many more depending on what is your requirement. So each data of a person, this data related to one person, goes in each row. So ID, say 101, name Rohit, age let's say 23, and course say IT. Okay, then let's do 102. We have Divya, age 22, course CS. Let us put up 103. We have Nagesh, age again say 23, and let's make him electronics and communication student. So like this, you can continue filling up details for all the persons that get enrolled, right? So this one entity is what you call a table in a database management system. Now, beyond this, what all do we have? So each column represents one type of data. So this is the ID column, this is the name column, this is the age column, this is the course column. Similarly, each row records the data of one person and is also known as a tuple. So you will hear this name more often: a tuple, a row, a record, a data, right? Also, there is one more term that we call as field. Now, field is more divided level, where this section, let me just color it out for you so it is easy to understand. So one row consists of, this one row that we have consists of 4 fields, right? So 102 plus Divya plus 22 plus CS make one tuple. Alright. Also, one thing that you will very often see is, say you are adding a data 106, let's say Bhargav, and you don't know the age, you leave it empty, you just say CS, right? So this empty field that you have put here is called as null value. When you don't put the value in any particular field, it takes the null value. So these are the most commonly used terminologies that we will hear throughout: field, tuple, column, table, and tuple is also known as record, or also sometimes referred to as a row. Now this is the basic structure. Everything that we do, we change this value or we delete this row or we insert one more row, everything will happen on a table structure like this. Now one more thing I want to tell you in this video, and that is the integrity rules that RDBMS follows. Alright, so starting off with the very first one, we have entity integrity. Next up we have domain integrity. Next is referential integrity, and next up is user defined integrity. So each RDBMS should follow these 4 integrity rules. So what are these 4 integrity rules? The first one, entity integrity, says that there cannot be, the first one, entity integrity, says that there cannot be duplicate rows. Alright, so if you have inserted the data of one person, say Divya's data is inserted already, there should not be another row in this table with the same data, 102 Divya 22 CS. That is entity integrity. Next is domain integrity, which means that there should be valid entries for each column. And this is based on type and format settings. So for example, the ID column should have only numbers because the ID that we are putting is in numbers only. Similarly, age cannot have a character, it should only be numbers. So these are called the type checks or the format checks that help in domain integrity. Then we have referential integrity, which says that the rows referred by other columns cannot be deleted, right? So say if this particular row 103 Nagesh is being used in another table somewhere, table 2, we are using this in table 2. If this row is used in any other table in your database, then this row can never be deleted, right? That is referential integrity. And then finally we have user defined integrity, which helps us put into check all the business rules that you want to apply based on the domain in which your database is. So if you are on, say, Book My Show, the database of Book My Show will have some business rules that they are following, and those fall under the user defined integrity rules. Alright, so with that we have covered the basics of what RDBMS is, what are the common terms used, what are the integrity rules, and from the next session onwards we'll jump on to SQL. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and happy coding.